30 hours on the new motors. We're changing the lower unit oil. Braking period, it's supposed to be at 20. As close as I can get to it. So we're gonna pull the props off, drain the oil out, check them all, and put fresh oil in. Then go back to the Marina and then do the main oil as well. So stay tuned, here we go, going up. Now it's windy today, blowing like 20 knots out of the north, which is kind of weird for May, but late season front. They're getting the stands underneath the boat now. We got Chase here, he's gonna give us a hand. Now once we open back up here and non-residents can get in, you know, Chase has been running my old Freeman, sword fishing, dolphin, whatever you guys want to catch, get out there after it with him too and go do that. Now so step one, we gotta take off the screen here. Pull that up. There you go, see a little bit of metal on there like normal, looks good. So we got some of the oil out, we tilted the motor up a little bit. One trick that Dawson showed me, you know, check out Dawson's channel, Dawson Barton. He fished me a lot this winter. If you blow a little bit of air in that top hole there, you can get this oil coming out a lot more. Just like that, now you can see it coming out better. There it goes. And with these motors being brand new, and we're checking, make sure everything's running good, you know, looking for metal shavings and all that. This first one's really clear and good. As I'm holding the drain bucket on this one, Chase is over here, he's taking off the screen covers on the rest of them, getting those all ready, and with two of us it goes by a lot faster. It's a good thing I brought the bucket, it worked perfect. We're gonna get the engine vertical as well to get the rest of it out. Just seems like it comes out a little bit easier if you tilt it up in the beginning a little bit more. You can see that oil looks like brand new, so that's really good news, you know, everything's running good. When you're doing this, you wanna make sure you don't lose your screws here. You know, we got new bottom paint on here when we got the new motors as well, and it looks really good there. So the boat's been sitting a little more than normal, so you can see a little bit of scuzz line on it, but no growth on it, really clean, not coming off anywhere. And that was Micron 66. Just a good proven paint. It's been around a long time, and you see it on a lot of boats here. That's the inside of a 37 Freeman under the tunnel. Hey buddy! You can see Chase way down there. You know, a lot of people ask how a wrap holds up on the boat. I do a lot of sword fishing. It does get scratched up some. I mean, that's a swordfish mark there, swordfish mark there, there. You know, lots of marks here where the swordfish hit it. But overall, if it's on there correctly, you know, it'll just scratch away and it stays there. Sometimes people have bad luck, you know, where they get a bubble and it just blows off, but mine have done really well. So get them installed right, by a good company, and you'll be in good shape. Swordfish there, there, scratches up there, all over. And you really notice when you're up close, you can see all the scratches in it, but when you're, you know, 100 feet away, you don't even notice them. So that's that. Let's go back and check on Chase. He's still draining oil. Nice. All right, let's do these last two motors, then we'll fill them up, and we'll pull the props off as well. Oh. Did it shoot out?
Out of my shorts.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
Dawson, I blew too hard.
So Chase did Dawson's trick there. You know, you just blow a little bit of air in there and it really gets the oil flowing, but it flowed all over Chase.
It was flowing all right.
So good trick there. Check him out, Dawson Barton. You know, he fixes boats, trucks, cars, you know, mechanic, fishing too. Now this motor here, you know, we tilted him up a little bit just to get it started, but now I got it completely vertical just to get the last little bit of oil out of it. And then we're gonna start filling it up here in a minute. This is a CDI electronics pump. You can see it right there. Just screw this into the bottom. It's a pressure pump. So you pump this up here. Builds up the pressure, then when you open up that valve, it fills up the lower unit with oil, the gear case. There we go, so we're gonna open this up now. See a little bit of air coming out. Then once it starts coming out of here, we'll let it go for a second or two, and we'll stop the pump. And you can see it starting to come out the top here. We're gonna slow it down for a second, let all the air bubbles come out. Oh, we'll keep filling it up. We're gonna prime the pump up a little bit more too, it's out of pressure. Here we go. We got good flow coming out. We're gonna let some of those air bubbles come out and give it an extra second or two. All right, nice and clean, not many air bubbles. Let's plug it back up. You should really change the little O-ring on here too each time you do it. So put a fresh O-ring there on the bolt. Plumb these back in. And somebody saw me changing the oil before. He actually said, he was a mechanic. He said, let me send you one of these Matco screwdrivers. He did that and it works perfect for that. So it's designed for this. And big thank you again for that. I have not forgot it. The top bolt is in. We'll unscrew this now. Put that bottom one back in with a fresh screw. And we'll start doing the other motors. Now in this bottom screw here, it's magnetic. So it collects the small little metal shavings there. We're gonna wipe it off, clean it off there. Get that top nice and clean so now there's nothing on it. This is another good little trick though. If you got your O-rings for your lower units there, for your gear cases, put them on a bolt like that and you'll be in good shape. That way you don't lose them. They're not in the bags blowing around, so Jeffrey showed me that. We're just gonna put the screen cover back on here, then this one's done. Besides checking the prop, we're gonna check all the props now. Those props should be fine. You know, we're checking for braid, monofilament on the back seal here, on the rear seal. There's no water in the oil, so it's probably gonna be fine, but we're gonna check it anyhow just to be safe. So we got the cotter pin out there. Yeah, I forgot my prop socket, but Eric let me borrow his. Usually mechanics do not let you borrow their tools because you don't bring them back, so I don't blame him, but I appreciate Eric doing that. He's a friend, so that's nice of him. Pull the prop off. Looks good. That's the thrush wash right there. You can see it, nice and clean, plenty of grease on there. No mono or braid back there, so that's good. We gotta line up that hull just right. With a lock nut on the back of the prop there. A block of wood is a really good tool. Put the block of wood in there, and then you can get that extra pressure on your prop nut to get it lined up just right. We're good now. In there, bend that cotter key up a little bit. We're good.
You're clear there.
All right, here we go. They just put us back in the water, back out of the slings. We're gonna head back to Bud and Mary's. I wanna see how fast this puppy runs. We got a north wind, so we'll be running with the wind and we're light on fuel. And let's see what it shows. It's oil change time now. We're gonna put new oil filters on, new oil in the motors. Then we're also gonna do our fuel filters, which are underneath here. Chase is helping me out. You know, that's the old Freeman there that Chase is running. Once the keys open back up to non-residents, you know, all you guys that wanna come down here and fish the Torch, you can come down. If I'm booked, he's been running a lot of trips, and if he's booked, there's 20 other, maybe 18 other offshore boats here that fish. And there's like 25 backcountry boats at Bud and Mary, so plenty of boats down here to come fishing and go have some action. Ooh, looks good. And so these motors are brand new. And check this umbrella out. This was a nice gift from one of my clients. Big thank you. So when we're out here changing the oil, we can put this up. And if it's summertime and we're fishing, you know, and you want some shade, we can pop that up and put in the rod holder on the boat, but nice red, white, and blue. Ready to change the oil. We're gonna pull the dipstick, check the oil here. Looks good, you can see it there, just below the top line. We're gonna put the suction hose inside the dipstick tube, and we're gonna suck all the oil out that way. So we got the pump hooked up to the battery cables there. It's time to start sucking out the oil. There we go, down, brings it out. It's loud when you start it. Now you can hear the oil in there. Now these motors are warm because we just ran around from the boatyard, so it'll suck it out easy. Once we get all the oil out of there, we'll change the filters, then fill them back up with fresh oil. That's where the battery cables are. That's where the hose is. So as I'm pumping the oil out of the motors back here, Chase is changing the fuel filters right here. So, you know, just Yamaha fuel filters right there. Separates the water and the fuel. You know, if you get any water in your fuel, that's why I always want to change these. They get rusty after a while, so we change them every oil change. And a lot of times you could just go dump this like in a clear bottle and you can see if there's any water in there, but the motor's been running fine, so I think it's good. You can hear the oil pump. You can hear that oil pump making all that noise, so we got all the oil out of this block here, out of that power head. Now time to move on to the next motor. One thing I forgot is usually we take the oil cap off here at the top, so. I'm getting rusty. Haven't been fishing and changing the oil as much the last 6 weeks. Hopefully everything will be back to normal soon though. That's pretty cool. There's tarp in here while we're changing the oil. All right, so we got 2 of these motors drained. We're gonna go dump the bucket out, and then we'll drain the rest of them, then we'll put fresh oil in. Then we come over here to the oil container and dump out the old used oil. Chase is dumping out the filters.
Change your filters. You don't want all these little rust particles getting down into your gas. It's not good.
Yeah.
So you can see those are
Time to change them. So you can see those, Chase just showed you. Those filters had to be changed. They were starting to rust at the top. Okay, we'll drain the other 2 motors and then fill them all with fresh oil. Be good to go for 100 hours. So when you got 4 motors and you change the oil, you know, every month they put 100 hours on a month on average. Used to do more than that, but I don't fish as many days now. Get the oil by the drum here, by the barrel. You'll save a lot of money that way. If you got a place to store it, you know. But got a little hand pump on there, and we just pump it right in here. Just like that. Are we done?
Yeah, but
so we're using the filter wrench on here. We're gonna get some fresh oil on there, lube it on up, put that filter back on there. Then we're gonna pour this oil from that big drum, you know, I have the big drum back there I just showed you, into there. And then we'll check the dipstick, make sure we get the right amount in there. We're gonna check the oil now, and we'll see. There you go, so it's right in between, so that's good. I'm just gonna put a touch more though, just because the filter's empty, and then we'll be good. And you might be asking why we didn't fill up the filters. I talked to Yamaha, one of their head mechanics, and they said it's such a small volume of oil, it doesn't really matter. So I'm just gonna put a splash more in here, and then we'll be good. Just a touch more in there, and let that all settle down. We'll check the dipstick one more time and do the rest of them, and our day's almost done. So we wipe this off each time. Back in the hole there. There you go. So you can see it below the top mark there just a little bit. When that filter fills up, it'll be just a little bit below that and we'll be good. Now we're just gonna put the oil cap back on here. And you don't really need to use pliers to tighten it down. Just hand tighten it, just like we do with the filters, you know. If your hands are greasy with the filters or oily, you can put the wrench on it, but here, just tighten that cap down, just like that. And when you run it, it always seems like it gets tighter too, so. They're good. We're gonna take the hose, we're gonna give them a light freshwater rinse just to knock off any salt residue. The Yamaha cowlings are really good. They do seal really well, but there's always a touch of it in there, especially if you fish when it's rough, so. Now we're just gonna hit them with the Yamaha lube right here. All those plugs and everything, just coat it down, and that'll help with corrosion. Everywhere you can see that you want to get, go ahead and get it. There's Jeffrey. The last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna start the motors real quick. Just make sure we don't see any oil leaks or anything like that. Make sure they're all running. Here we go. Fire them up, Chase. Oh yeah. And we'll just kind of peek around here and look. That's the filter right there. Now we'll look at the filters. Oh, it's looking pretty good. Big shout out to Chase for the help. Thank you, Chase. Now, we did that oil change ourselves. It'll probably cost us about $1,000 between the motors, the oil, you know, hauling out, the filters. If you pay at a dealer, you know, it's about $500 per motor plus the haul out and fees. You're looking at probably $2,500 bucks. So save $1,500 bucks a day by doing it ourselves. Time is money though. You know, if you have a job, you don't have time to do it, take it to the dealer. You know, they always do it right. And especially for warranty work, you can. But this is one thing that if you do it a few times, you watch some videos, you can do it yourself. That's the break-in period. First oil change of the new motors. We did the gear cases, did the main oil, all the fuel filters, and we're leaving Bud and Mary. So check it out. Hope to see y'all down here soon. Come on down and go fish when you can. We'll be here hanging out. See y'all next time.